Good morning, everybody. I am officially on my summer vacation, and of course I'm back and free to do all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I had a pretty decent semester, actually. It was a lot of work, and I didn't have a lot of time for much anything else, just sort of updating things on YouTube or whatever, commenting here and there, whatever. But nothing major done in any other regard. But I really did have a lot of fun this semester. On a more personal note, I guess I'd been going through some not so pleasant personal issues. And I can't really say that the issues themselves have been resolved so much as, I don't know, I just have a healthier feeling about it all, I guess. And I actually was taking a sort of Asian philosophy course this semester. And, I shared that class with a good friend. And, it's just being able to connect like that with somebody and just, have like a ways of thinking that just resonates so well with your own. And it's just a cool thing. These Eastern philosophies are pretty cool. I mean, when you boil away all the sort of mythology type business about it all, and you get down to the hard point of it all, it really does make a lot of sense. And years ago, when I had sort of just been left to my own thoughts, I guess, it was a time in my life when I was just thinking about things and wasn't really doing much of anything. I wound up having philosophies that really I made for my own self just by looking at the world, seeing it for what it was and not how I wanted it to be. And it was like a lot of this same kind of stuff is in Eastern philosophies, and it was just kind of cool to know that maybe you're on the right track with something here, because, I don't know, it just makes a lot of sense to me, anyway. But just, all sorts of things like that. Plus, I took a creative writing class this semester, and that really allowed me to sort of vent some things, too, and do it in a creative sort of way, writing, like, short stories about things and, taking some creative liberties with ideas and names and places and things and events. But, being able to use some things in your own life and apply them in a sort of creative, fictional sort of way, you can sort of make light of it, and it can sort of be a way to sort of get it out of you. So I found that between the creative writing and the Asian philosophy, I've been feeling better about things, and it's good. So I'm in a happier place than I've been in quite some time. And, well, that's good. But anyway, moving on. I picked up a few things during my little hiatus here. And the first thing to probably note is that the camera here is being supported by a new GorillaPod tripod. And these things are really cool, because they got the bendy, flexy legs on them. You can wrap around stuff, and you can get all sorts of cool angles and things. And for the most part, for a small little camera like my new one here, it does a pretty good job. It supports the weight and grips things well enough. I mean, they make bigger versions for like SLR type cameras, which, yeah, I would recommend if you're gonna have a bigger camera. This is just for, like, well, something a little more like that. And, well, nice little thing I decided to pick up because I like being able to extend the legs out and create, like, very low angle shots. I mean, that's not what I'm doing right now, but, like, say I want to do very low angle sort of, I think it's called a worm's eye perspective. Instead of a bird's eye perspective looking down, it's like a worm's eye perspective looking up. I don't know. But anyway, it's good for getting those kinds of shots just on a little table like this, or hang it from a branch of a tree or whatever. It's great, and if you guys are interested, go ahead and pick it up. It's pretty good. But moving on, picked up a couple of music CDs recently. Probably stuff you guys aren't too much into, but I picked up one called Tibet by an artist named Deuter, and I do believe that is how you pronounce that name. Anyway, this is just sort of like Tibetan singing bowl music, and it's really kind of cool because it's like different toned sounding bells almost. Like, it's really kind of interesting if you've never heard it before, and it's all rather zen and kind of fits into my whole Asian philosophy kick, and I thought that was cool. It's great for relaxing too, by the way, if nothing else. And then I picked up this. It's called Zen Pause by a guy named Thierry David. I don't know. This is the only thing I've ever heard of him from, and it's a really cool kind of electronic groove, down-tempo, chill-out tracks with like beats to them, and they're really kind of interesting. And I may post a few sample tracks of this eventually, just to let you guys know what it's like. But also, I did pick up at Best Buy this collection of like Earth-related documentaries, like nature and forces of the planet and all that kind of stuff. And it's a 10-disc set that only cost me about $20. Now, I really wasn't knowing what to expect when I picked this up, and you get 2 boxes of DVDs here, and I've only watched 1 episode on this one so far. And the best way I can describe it is like these really old style sort of 1970s or 1960s even type documentaries you'd watch in high school or something. And I don't know, that was a little weird at first, a little off-putting, but you know what, I kind of like it, and I'm weird like that, because late at night, if I got nothing better to do, and I'm in the mood to just curl up in the chair with a snack and watch some little stupid documentary, this would fit the bill. And, well, I'm glad to have it, so I'll keep watching that over the summer, I'm sure. But something that you all might find a little more interesting, Assassin's Creed for the PC. Now, I picked this up at Best Buy also, and would you believe this is only $10? Yeah, pretty good deal. Quite the steal, in fact, because this is a very fun game. I was really into it. I've already beaten it, though, and now I'm just sort of trying to collect all the extra bonus goals and objectives. There's a lot of Templars I haven't butchered yet, but I'll find them. No escape. But anyway, a very fun game, and I hadn't really gotten a chance to play it when it did first come out because, being for PS3, I didn't have one, so I had to wait until I had my new schmancy little laptop, and it really plays that game well. I mean, no bugs, no issues, and full specs. It runs like a dream. So I'm loving the game, and I'm still loving my new laptop. But now, getting into the nitty-gritty of what you're all here to wonder about, my model plans, all my Gunpla-related business. Well, seeing as I was in school, I was exceptionally busy, and so I really didn't get a lot of time at all to work on my Perfect Grade Zaku. But the good news is that I am easily maybe 75 to 80% finished with the kit. It's standing, and it's missing a couple parts of its anatomy, but in due time, it will be finished, and I will definitely release a video for you guys to see about it all, and I hope you enjoy that whenever I get around to posting it. Otherwise, in model news, the Shizuoka Hobby Show has, well, been going on or has wrapped up. I don't know which yet. But, you know, we've gotten some news on things like the Master Grade Epyon. Very awesome. I mean, the moment they announced it, the moment that first little snippet of information came out, I was like, I'm getting it. I know I'm going to have it. And that doesn't mean to say that I will be getting it, like, right away, like release date, pre-order kind of business. I'll get it down the road for sure, though. So no worries there. But in terms of other stuff, you know, we got the Master Grade 00 Riser. That's looking pretty cool, but, you know, I'm not, like, gung-ho to go get that right away either. That's probably somewhere down the line, if I do get it. Actually, I'm a little more excited about the new G Gundam high grades that they're going on with. The Master Gundam with Fun Psyche and the Shining Gundam, which I'm a huge fan of. So that was great. Great news. Other than that, there are announcements, very basic announcements, that there's going to be some kind of new Gundam series coming out sometime this year, I think. Maybe in the fall. Or there's going to be a bigger announcement maybe in June or something. I'd have to go check the announcement again, but I've heard whispers about that, and I'm curious to see what that's all about, but yeah, who knows. Nothing else too major that I'd care to mention. I know that the Real Grades Strike was released recently, and several people have done reviews and everything, and you know, I'm not certain how I feel about Real Grades, really, because, you know, they're almost too ambitious, I think, because when you try to cram that much into such a little space, you know, parts are gonna fall off, and you're gonna lose things, and parts are gonna break because they're too fragile, and so I don't know. I'm a little iffy on getting one of those, but at any rate, if there is one, you know, mobile suit or something that comes out that I'm really interested in, and they give it a real grade, maybe I'll try it then. Anyway, in terms of my actual plans for what to do with Gunpla, of course, first things first, I will wrap up my Perfect Grade Zaku when I get around to that. But afterwards, I'm thinking of trying out a certain sort of custom project. Many of you may remember that a while ago I picked up the High Grade O-Gun, and I like this sort of low-key color scheme, this sort of rollout color scheme. But I wasn't too crazy about the colors of plastic you get in the box. So I decided I was going to go out and buy some paints to do an old custom paint job of my own. And I haven't gotten around to doing that yet, obviously. But in the time that I'd spent thinking about it, I came up with a new idea. I'm still going to paint this, but I'm thinking of the final episode in 00, in Season 2, where O Gundam faces off with the Exia. Well, I have the regular old high-grade Exia. And I know that's not the R2, so this isn't exactly accurate, but I thought I could take the Exia and also paint it in the same rollout colors, and have these two together in a sort of diorama battle situation. Though I shouldn't say diorama, because it's not going to have, you know, world details and dirt and buildings or any of that stuff, but just sort of like a little mock diorama containing the two of these sort of in a battle to the death. I figured it'd be fun to do two kits at the same time, both in the same colors, and then sort of make it as one big project. So I think after I'm done with the Perfect Grade Zaku, I may head to the great outdoors and do some painting, and hopefully it will turn out good. Otherwise, I don't know how long that would take, so if it does go rather quick, I may build another kit as well, but as of yet, I'm not sure which it would be. High on the list are my Master Grade 2.0 Gundam Titanium version, and the Master Grade Sword Impulse, and the Master Grade Gouf version 2.0, perhaps my Master Grade Sinanju, but I'm not sure yet, and I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, but those are just some ideas. Perhaps I'll even do a vote video at some point, but again, we'll see. Other than Gunpla, perhaps I have other plans for the summer as well. As you are aware, I took that creative writing class this semester, and I really kind of enjoyed it. And ever since I was in my early or mid-teens, I had had this certain sort of story concept in my head that I've been toying around with, just imagining and reimagining and, you know, creating little scenes in my head for this certain sort of like fantasy anime-ish style sort of adventure story, I guess. You know, my biggest ambition for this, which I know is really kind of out there, getting ahead of myself. But, you know, I would absolutely love for this to become some kind of anime. Or an OVA, or something to that effect. But of course, first things first, I gotta get it down somewhere. And an anime is really kind of ambitious. So that may not happen, obviously. But what could happen is if I wrote the story myself. And I'm thinking of trying that out. If I do start working on that, I might try to find a way to sort of share with you guys a little bit of my progress. Oh, I'm a little hesitant to put things out there without copyrights or whatever. I don't know. At some point, might like to share it with you guys though. I don't know how, I don't know when, and I'm not positive if I will. But that is also something I intend to try out over the summer. And hopefully it'll actually turn into something. Because writing is something that I'm actually a little interested in. And I'm not positive yet what I want my major to be. But that's a good contender, I'm thinking. So as long as I can keep strong on that, might be something to try. I guess that's really the major things I wanted to talk about or mention. Just wanted to let you know I'm back. I'm free on summer vacation, and we'll be trying to have a little more to do on YouTube here. I know it's been, since like January that I haven't posted a video. But hey, that's life, and I'm living it, baby. But anyway, I guess I'm done rambling, so good to be back, and I'll see you guys soon. Catch you later.